Welcome, true crime lovers. This is Underage and Full of Rage. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Underage and Full of Rage, the podcast where the convicted are minors and their crimes are anything but. I am your host, Becky, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Adam.
Hello.
So today we are in Golden Gate Estates. It is a very affluent community in Naples, Florida. So I couldn't really find town reviews on it because it's kind of like its own little community within Naples, Florida. And I felt like just doing stuff on Naples wasn't really comparison because people who live outside of this community, it's different.
It's not the same.
Yeah. So I basically just went off of what real estate and basically what the town, that community has to say about itself. It offers a unique blend of spacious living, privacy, and serene natural surroundings. It gives the residents a rural lifestyle with quick access to all that Naples has to offer, such as the beaches, golf courses, shopping, dining, and it's known for excellent schools. In a nutshell, it's just bougie as fuck.
Sounds it.
I was gonna say, even looking at the houses, it's it reminds me of driving around Hewlett Harbor. It's like that. Only there's a gate, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Makes sense. Florida.
So, I don't honestly think I saw a bad thing about it. It's quiet. It's probably because it's so bougie that I feel like those places tend to, even if it, I don't know.
Nothing
I feel
bad ever goes down.
Yeah, well, I also feel like stuff like that, usually, even if something does, they don't really, tell the world. So, hush, hush.
It doesn't really go down.
Yeah. So living in this well-to-do community back in 2010 is the Crain family. They consist of 40-year-old Thomas and 39-year-old Kelly, who live in a very nice but relatively secluded house with their 14-year-old son, Alex. Kelly does have two other boys that appear to be from her first marriage, judging just by their last name. It is a different name. You will not find it out here because I'm not going to tell their names. But it is a different name, so I'm pretty sure it's from her first marriage. And also, these two other boys, they're older at this time, so they have since moved out. So it's basically Alex is kind of an only child right now.
Got it.
Neighbors said that the Crains were for the most part, quiet. They tended to keep to themselves, and other than the fact that they appeared to be hardworking with good values, the neighbors didn't really know too much about the Crain family, so not too much to report there. Thomas and Kelly owned and operated their own business called Crain Screening and Aluminum Inc., which they started out of their home back in 2002. I'm not really sure what their business was, but they must have been doing well to afford to live in such a place as the Golden Gate Estates. I can only assume.
They did siding and the screen-in pools and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, is that what they did? Is that what that sounds like?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you said screens and aluminum, right?
Did I? I said. Oh yeah, screening and aluminum. I remember aluminum. Because it just makes me think of the dude in Parks and Rec when the British guy and him and Andy are going back and forth laughing at each other at the way they say it. So I only remembered aluminum. But yeah, screaming and aluminum. So that does make sense. Yeah, that's probably right. So their son Alex was a freshman at the local high school. He was a good student. He was in the junior ROTC. He was sociable. He played sports and was considered to be just basically your average 14-year-old who wasn't really a troublemaker and was kind of just liked by his peers, totally meh, just another face in the crowd type situation. One thing that was said about Alex's parents, and this is mainly from when his friends were questioned after the incident happened, which we will get to, but there was a consensus that his parents were on the stricter side. They said that Alex was never allowed to have friends over if no one was home, and Alex would also have to he would get things taken away from him basically when he was grounded, which honestly though to me this doesn't sound strict at all.
That sounds like a kid who got grounded. I don't know about anything else, but that just on the surface just sounds like
normal.
You're in trouble. You're not getting TV. You're
right.
in trouble. No video games.
Right. Normal disciplinary action you take against the child.
Crazy.
Right. And what I was thinking at first, I was like, what are they talking about? This isn't strict at all. But then I started thinking about like just like, I don't know, because I at least went to school. I know I went to school with rich kids. I don't know. I'm sure you went to school. I feel like every school has the rich kids.
Yeah.
And like, I just feel like the richer kids tend to, or more affluent kids tend to not have as much supervision or have very laxed.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, in comparison to them, maybe this was considered really strict because they probably they didn't
even have people over when nobody's home. That's kind of like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
So like, because I remember I went to school with a kid that his parents moved like however many towns over, and they got him his own place in like one of the like the condominium communities we had, and he got his own place for like his junior and senior year because they moved.
That's ridiculous.
And he wanted to stay in school. And he had his own place at 17.
So ridiculous.
Yeah. So, like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, compared to that, whereas, like, you have then a friend who has parents that are just like, we're not home, nobody's coming over. And meanwhile, like, 2 doors down, your buddy is allowed to have friends over whenever. It doesn't make a difference. His parents never check in on him. Like, yeah, that's strict, right?
Yeah.
In comparison.
Yeah.
So, that's where my brain went. And he had mentioned to his friends that he had issues with his parents because of how strict they were. I do also have to mention, though, that even his older brothers apparently had moved out of the house when they did because of the parents being overly strict. And Alex had mentioned to his friends that the parents' strictness was, like, basically the issue within the household. Again, this makes me wonder what's actually going on in this house, because apparently one of the brothers left the home to go into the army. So are your parents the army's not as strict, they're more lax than your parents? And then Alex himself is also junior ROTC, which is army training and stuff. So you're heading down that path. Usually people who go into junior ROTC go into then ROTC to then go into military.
You know, like maybe the parents are just like dicks. I don't know.
But I'm like, strict is strict.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just dicks about stuff.
Okay. But then again, are you a normal teenager just being like, you're being so ridiculous? Like, I don't know.
Too, yeah.
I don't know, though. This is all speculation. Don't quote me, take my words for it. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I found it a little weird that you're going to complain your parents are so strict, but then, like, want to go into the army. I just found that weird.
Yeah, that is an odd one.
So, but I don't know. Maybe there was.
Maybe it's a different kind.
I'm thinking there might have been more to the story that wasn't really shared, but at the same time, who knows?
That would make sense.
Yeah. So maybe it was just easier to say, oh, they're just too strict, because you don't want to get into like the nitty gritty of shit.
Right, yeah.
I get that totally. So since Alex was the only one home with the parents and moving out was not an option for basically another few years, he began acting out, but again, not really. So that's why I had to say before, he wasn't known to be a troublemaker, because it all it said was that he was engaging in minor infractions, like, and in my mind, probably trying any way he knew how to assert his independence. He's 14. That's what you do. Like, that's normal, right?
Yeah.
And I also feel like to say minor infractions,
What does that even mean?
To me, that means you probably cut class. You probably showed up maybe like a half an hour, 2 hours after your curfew, trying to sneak in. Maybe you snuck out.
Yeah, nothing serious. Yeah, minor.
Yeah, nothing, you're not holding up the gas station at fucking gunpoint. Like,
Yeah.
like, so that's the thing. I think he was doing more along the lines, probably just normal 14-year-old. Yeah, coming of age, testing the boundaries, bullshit. I'm trying to be a rebel type deal. That's what I got out of it. Again, I could be totally wrong. Who knows? I'm a huge fucking idiot. So then in 2008, so Alex does call 911, and he had made some claims that his dad was abusing him. According to Alex, he had said his dad told him he couldn't drink a soda, and Alex did anyway, which ignited this whole incident. After he placed the call, he ended up running away from home, and eventually officers did find him. So I'm not sure where they found him, but when they did, they basically pick him up and they take him home. When the officers arrive at the Crain residence, with Alex, obviously, they speak to Thomas about the alleged abuse, to which Thomas tells police that they had an argument, but it wasn't, like a big deal or anything. And since there was no obvious signs of abuse on Alex, the cops determined that the situation was fine. So, they hand over Alex and they leave the premises. This is the only time that Alex will call 911 until he does in December 9th of 2010, which is 2 years later. So only this time when he calls, he's not claiming abuse. Instead, he tells the dispatcher that his parents have been shot and that he is the one who is responsible for it.
God damn.
Yeah. So, before we dive into this, we first have to talk about kind of the lead up to all of this, which did start with the recession. As all small businesses back then struggled, the Crain's business was no different. So to bring in some extra cash, Thomas decided that he was going to sell a rifle that was handed down to him from his father. The rifle was usually never kept in the home, but Thomas brought it home so he could, clean it and get it ready. Later on, though, for whatever reason, he changes his mind and decides, no, I'm actually not gonna, sell it. I'm just gonna keep it. So what he does with the rifle, though, he ends up leaving it in the Crain home, and this, Kelly essentially is I don't want it. I don't think there's anything nefarious to this, though, which is funny, because she basically was put it somewhere where Alex can't get his hands on it. And I don't think it was more of because he's going to kill somebody or kill us. It's more of we have a 14-year-old running around. Gun safety. Yes. Yeah. Just basic gun safety. Put it somewhere that it's locked up, it's out of sight, whatever. So he ends up putting it in his and Kelly's in their bedroom closet. And a couple of weeks after this is done, some of the Crain's neighbors reported hearing loud noises coming from the residence at a time when Alex was known to be the only one home. One of those neighbors decided to tell Thomas about what they had heard, and then Thomas obviously went and spoke to Alex about it, to which Alex just said he was only playing with some firecrackers or fireworks. So, okay.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, buddy. Then 2 weeks after this, which actually, though, wouldn't Thomas be able to tell if the gun had been fired and if he was lying or not?
Well, you'd think there'd be ammo missing and...
Oh yeah, that too. But even if you didn't go that, can't you just tell if the gun's been shot? If it's not, because he cleaned it, so if it's been shot since it's been cleaned, wouldn't there be something to show this is?
I'm pretty sure it would have a little smell at least.
Right. Okay. I just thought of that.
If it's just cleaned, yeah.
I just thought of that. You would be able to.
There'd be a little stench to it.
I wonder whatever came of that, because
I would feel
I didn't see anything.
There's gotta be ammo missing.
Yeah, that too.
Unless the kid went out and bought ammo, which I couldn't
see. 14, 2010. You're 14. You can't. Oh well, I guess if you bought it from. Not from a place, yeah. Obviously, not a legit place, because I was gonna say you're not getting that legally. Then okay, so sorry, that just threw me for it, because I was wait a minute, you would know. But then 2 weeks after this, Alex had made a joke to his friends who were giving him a hard time. This is stupid. They were giving him a hard time for constantly being driven around by his mom. And I'm you're 14. Who else is going to drive you?
Yeah. You guys walking and riding your bikes everywhere?
Yeah, you're 14. That's usually who gives you rides.
Yeah.
So apparently after, being hassled about this, he jokingly said to his friend that he was just gaining his mom's trust so he could kill her. According to his friends, since he said it in such a joking manner, no one took it seriously, not even for a second. I still think that's a very odd joke.
I would love to know what the actual delivery was.
Yeah, that would, yeah. Well, because I'm like, even if you are overly...
Because I can't see that coming out as like, oh, that was a good joke. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. But then I'm like, I'm trying to think of like, was there ever a time that any of my friends ever said anything like that? And I'm like, no, no, they haven't. And I'm like, we got dark sense of humor. It's like, don't, like, like, but I can't see, and I don't think anyone has ever said anything like that.
I don't remember anybody, like, yeah.
It would be more of like, oh my God, I'm so mad I could kill them. But nothing like I'm gaining, like
I'm just trying to gain this person's trust before I murder him.
Yeah, like a Mr. Burns moment, Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I can't
steepling his fingers, like,
I can't see a delivery on that being so spot on that it's like, that's a good joke.
Yeah, like, haha, you're funny.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
So then on December 8th, Alex is a no-show to his junior ROTC drill practice, but later on that same day, he apparently tells a classmate that it's going to be his last day at the school because his family was being evicted from their home and were moving in with his grandma, so he'd be attending a different school going forward. This was actually a lie. None of that was true. Like, they didn't have... Even though their business was struggling, they didn't have financial, like, issues to the point where they were going to get evicted. Yeah. So, complete farce. Like, pulled it out of his ass. Were you going to say something? Sorry.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, this brings us to the morning of December 9th. And the school bus comes and goes, but Alex is nowhere to be found. The kids on his bus are rather confused because they were expecting to see their friend, but to their surprise, he wasn't there. And when they got to school, Alex wasn't there either. So then they started remembering what he had said about being evicted and moving. And then basically they can only assume that, oh, this was actually true and he's now attending another school. Okay. So Alex on this morning, however, wasn't on his way to his new school, nor was he sleeping in. What Alex was doing on this fateful morning was standing patiently in his parents' bathroom closet, waiting for them to wake up for the day and start their morning routines. When finally in walks Kelly, and as she turns, she happens to notice 14-year-old Alex standing there, pointing Thomas's rifle at her. And before she knows it, he pulls the trigger and shoots her, once in the chest, causing her to drop to the bathroom floor. At this point, Thomas comes running into the bathroom and runs right over to Kelly and is crouching down to tend to her. And while he's bent over seeing, if his wife's okay, Alex, what's it called? It's cocked, right? You cock the gun back.
Yeah.
Right, or whatever it is, because it's like a rifle thing. So he cocks the gun and basically, hello, new round in the chamber. So he pulls the trigger at his dad and again shoots Thomas once in the shoulder, and he too drops to the bathroom floor. Kelly's wound showed that the gunshot went straight through her chest and out her back and lodged into the bathroom wall. Thomas's wound showed that the bullet entered in his shoulder and came out his lower back.
Oh.
Yeah, that just sounds so painful.
Oh.
Like a gunshot to the wound, a gunshot to the chest obviously sounds very painful, but when it enters in one area and exits out another, that just sounds like so.
That's a lot of stuff it just ripped through.
So at this point, Kelly is barely hanging on and uses everything she has to tell Alex to go call 911. So he immediately puts the gun down and runs right to the phone and dials. At around 8:30 a.m., 911 gets a call. On the other end, it's Alex, who is clearly distraught. He is crying hysterically. He is screaming. And at first, one may think oh, damn, this kid is seriously fucked up over this. But there's just this moment, and I don't know about everyone else, but when I heard it, I was instantly oh, wait, this is such a production, and he definitely is laying this on thick. So at one point in the call, when he's talking to the dispatcher, So now, reminder, he's already told the dispatcher that his parents were shot and he shot them. And, you know, he didn't know why he did it, but he shot them. So after this, the dispatcher asks, like, oh, you know, like, are they alive? And then the dispatcher told him to call to them. And it's in this moment, I just feel like, it's just my opinion, I could be totally wrong. I just feel like you could tell this kid is full of shit because the way he screams for his mom, it's like, it's just such a joke. Like, he basically is like, Mom, Mom, and then immediately starts like hysterically crying. And I'm just like, you're not even trying to scream.
That sounds kind of weak.
Yeah, I recommend everybody go listen to it because it's just like at first you're like, oh my God, he sounds like he's really upset. Like he does not know what he just did. Like, and it's all coming to him. Yeah, like,
oh shit.
Yeah, but then you hear that and I'm like, no.
Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, like I just don't know. Yeah, no. So after all of that, and he's hysterically crying and doing all of that, he starts asking about basically like, where are the cops? Why aren't they there? Why haven't they arrived yet? He's starting to spiral into this whole like thing about like demanding the cops and getting frustrated. The dispatcher is telling him, you know, they're on their way. And then he starts freaking out and saying how like they're not going to make it. And like all of a sudden he's showing so much concern for his parents and their lives. And then like, it's just, I don't know. And then finally the cops do show up. Alex is already outside waiting for them. He puts the phone down, you know, he ends the phone call, which in total ended up being like a 16-minute and 14-second 911 call. And
damn, that took him a long time.
And yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting too.
Wow.
Like that's a long response time, right?
Especially for
like affluent
people that have been shot.
Oh, I see. I'm like, I go right to affluent.
Like that.
Affluent.
Well, that too. Like
you would expect they'd be like, oh, these are like,
especially because that's probably I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, it's totally a Harold and Kumar scene.
Yeah, it really is.
Everybody jumping over each other. I'm going.
Or Coffee Town. Yeah. It is a Tuesday night and blah, blah, blah. Like, you were going to have everybody from the force here.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I thought that too. I was like, oh, wow. So, once they get to the scene, he's completely compliant with them. He does as he's told. So the first cop pats him down, cuffs him, and then places him in the back of a cruiser. While he is in the car, there is a dash cam recording him. I don't think he was aware. I'm not sure because the footage shows him in the back seat and, you know, he's still hysterical. He's crying. He's screaming. At times he's like rocking back and forth. Like just like hysterically, like overwhelmingly, like, you know. At this point, there are cops still around the cruiser who can see and hear him, you know, as he's wailing and he's constantly saying like, my parents, you know, but then it appears as the cops start to walk away from the car and they are no longer in earshot, he then stops the hysterics and just leans forward and starts reading the messages that are coming in on the car's computer, as well as like picking up what the police scanner's saying. Then within an instant of him noticing like a cop coming back and approaching the area around the car, he immediately starts up again with the wailing. Like the
It's all an act.
Yeah, so of course they are also wondering like, is this kid actually this distraught or was this just him putting on theatrics? Like I mean, in my opinion, I genuinely don't know because to me, I'm like, maybe them walking away caused him to like breathe for a second, but then seeing the cops come back, like the reality of the situation kicked back in. Like, oh, fuck. Like, that's the only thing I don't know. I can't say. I don't know.
It always just sounds fishy.
It is, yeah. It's definitely well, because also when you're that hysterical, you do eventually calm down.
Yeah.
The thing for me that's weird though is to immediately start back up again.
But also when you calm down, you're probably not going to calm down and start reading things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I swear, if it wasn't for the way he fucking called for the mom on the 911 call, I'm telling you, the way he does it, I'm like, your kid, right? You're really like this. This is a joke. Yeah, like it. So when I think of that, and then this whole scene, it doesn't help. Basically, I'll go with that. So now, while Alex is in the cruiser, the cops go into the home and find the bodies of Thomas and Kelly. Obviously, they are deceased at this point. The cops said Kelly and Thomas had looked like after they had been shot, both of them had just dropped and died where it happened. Both of them had only been shot once, which I thought was crazy. Again, Kelly directly in the chest and Thomas in his shoulder, but it came out his lower back. So they both died of their wounds.
It's insane.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not sure what kind of rifle it was, but at close range, you're in a bat,
Yeah, small room.
So, I mean,
it did. The mom definitely, she probably died instantly.
Yeah, she probably died shortly after telling him to call 911.
Yeah.
I can't see her health, especially through your chest. Oh,
that probably went through her spine.
Oh my God. I lose my breath just thinking about that. It's like somebody donkey punched me in the stomach,
And the dad probably. Oof.
Oh. So terrible.
That's so sad.
So terrible. So Alex is brought in for questioning with investigators, seriously wondering whether this kid is being sincere or not. Since they are already aware that he is the one responsible, they obviously read him his Miranda rights because now it's just a matter of finding out what exactly happened and why. I mean, I just feel like your parents being overly strict, is that enough of a reason to murder them? At least in the Tyler Hadley's case, that's the kid from Port St. Lucie. My sister's friend's son was supposed to go, and he killed him because he wanted to throw a party.
Oh yeah.
At least he wanted to throw a party. There was some stupid reason, because that's usually with younger kids, it's like a dumb ass reason that it justifies it.
There are a lot of stories about that. Dumb kids killing their parents and then throwing parties.
Yeah, the Aaron Hodge one we just did. So that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing I'm wondering. I'm just was it really because they were just strict? What was going on in that house, or what was going on in that kid?
Yeah.
It
seems like there's got to be way more.
On one end, there's got to be more to this story. We just don't know. It's crazy. And that's why it sucks, because we're just naturally gonna try and fill in the blanks, but I'm but it's not a definitive answer, and I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I just want to know. So after the detective is done reading him his Miranda rights, he jumps into trying to ask a question, and Alex immediately responds with, "I want a lawyer." To which the detective tells him, "Hey, man, that's your right." And Alex says, "Yeah, I want a lawyer." And according to this detective, when Alex says this, "Yeah, I want a lawyer," he smirks at the detective and has this look on his face as if he's smarter than the cops. And the detective said his whole demeanor changed. He went from this crying, broken, scared little boy to this arrogant and smug dipshit. So, that makes you question too everything that was on the cameras, the phone call, everything. And with this, clearly, the interview's over and Alex is arrested. So when it came time to his trial, the defense team had their doctors evaluate Alex, and they concluded that at the time of the killings, Alex was suffering from a mental defect that caused him to be in a disassociated state, and that he was unaware of what he was doing. Of course, the prosecution's doctor found the complete opposite. What
was this mental defect? Was it just some random Once in a blue moon.
Blip in your brain? I don't know. I don't know. But I didn't see a formal diagnosis, nothing. So according to the prosecution's doctor, obviously they found Alex to have no serious mental issue, and he was very aware of what he was doing that morning. So who knows, you know?
Love how experts go complete opposite.
It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Every time.
Originally, Alex had pled not guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter with a firearm and was being tried as an adult. However, he decided to take the plea deal that was being offered so he could avoid basically going to trial and, you know, risk getting sentenced to life. Probably the smarter decision.
Definitely.
Instead, he pled no contest and walked away with 20 years and then 10 years of probation after he's released. So the part...
That's crazy. Hang on a second.
Nope, interject. Yeah, 10 years of probation. I found it weird.
Is it possible that we've seen people on Life After Lockup, that are drug dealers that get like 20 years of parole?
Which isn't parole like more strict?
And this dude fucking, oh yeah, I committed murder. Yeah, we'll give you 10 years once you're out.
Yeah, well...
That's crazy.
Love After Lockup, though, they're like, well, no, because some of them are like 17 when they go in.
Yeah.
Well, because I was going to say, no, Love After Lockup, they're like 30-year-olds that are idiots. But then I was like, no, that's actually not true. A lot of them are,
some of them are
younger. That's right. That's a good point. Maybe it's the type of drug crimes they have, though. Like, maybe, like, if it's trafficking and shit like that, like mass dealing, not just like, here's a dime bag.
Either way.
Yeah, murder's murder. That's a good point. The kid did murder his parents. He's not schlepping.
You deserve 20 years of parole.
He's not schlepping a bunch of heroin across state lines.
Fine, not a biggie.
Well, it's probably because the way they look at it is they're like, we lost money on all those drugs that you're schlepping over the state lines. Whereas, like, this kid just killed his parents. What the hell do we care? If you think about it, they didn't lose any money on that. It's all about the almighty dollar. So, the part that was so confusing to everyone was the fact that outside of, like, the normal coming-of-age attitude Alex was, like, you know, had going on with, like, the minor infractions and everything, he wasn't a violent kid. He never got into serious trouble. He didn't have a history of committing crimes and wasn't known to be a piece of shit. So this was completely out of the blue. Like, you know those kids I'm talking about.
He had a glitch.
Were you not surprised? Yeah, a blip.
He had a fucking blip.
He had a blip in the brain. Because I was going to say, like, you know, like, there are kids that you go to high school with and you're like, when you hear, you're like, yeah, no surprise there.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of those kids. So it's completely out of left field. There was absolutely no warning signs whatsoever. This is literally, like, again, out of left field. Nothing like this could have ever happened. Still to this day, they don't have a clear motive as to why Alex decided to take his dad's gun that morning and kill both his parents. Like, nothing. Alex's maternal grandma was one of the main family members who, in the wake of this tragedy, was she was openly out there and in full support of her grandson. She basically, obviously not the murder part, I just want to throw that in there, but the aftermath and during, you know, all the court proceedings, she can be seen sitting behind Alex and, you know, made it known that this is what her daughter would have wanted, and that's why she, you know, won't turn her back on him. She visited him regularly, along with other family members, and even some of his friends came to see him as well. And honestly, considering what he did, I think he's lucky to have people stand by him, because outside interaction is obviously very important for the rehabilitation process. And I just feel like with him being so young, hopefully staying connected with people from his life before, with, you know, will only further his progress while serving his time, because he is getting out. Like, he will.
Definite to that.
So with him getting out, like, you want to hope he's in the best mental state possible.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
especially because he wasn't a nut going in.
Yeah, like, hopefully, that we know.
I can't believe he had a fucking glitch. He legit. Maybe I express that full shit.
Like, this, like, it's crazy, like, because usually there's something before the snap, and to have nothing and then just the snap is like
crazy.
Yeah, that's mind blowing to me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully, that's the one thing we can hope for, because in 20 years he will be walking around buying groceries, and you just want to hope that those people who stuck by him, helped him a lot, stay more neutralized.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's the correct terminology for that, but that's the only thing I could think of. Right?
Yeah, I don't know what this, yeah.
Like, more mentally stable.
Yeah.
Is where I was thinking, like, with neutralized. Like, you're just, like, in the middle,
yeah,
like...
I feel like neutralized sounds like...
average. Fine. Walk that straight line. Yeah, like, good to go.
Yeah.
So, when Alex first went into the facility, he did have a rough go at it. There were reports of him being threatened daily and that he was so scared for his life, so much so the juvie center ended up putting him in his own cell. Eventually, he did make some friends in there, which did lead to a couple of incidents of him getting into trouble. Again, though, it's funny because it's nothing major. It's literally normal horsing, like around type bullshit from a bunch of teenage boys, and it's what you would expect.
Considering they're in juvie, that's pretty good.
Yeah, like, if I just feel like if it was like a delinquent kid goes in and then all they do is fight and they're stealing, they're doing this, they're trying to make money, like whatever it is. But no, this kid so basically what it is like during a search, him and like fellow inmates, they were found with shit they technically weren't supposed to have. And it wasn't even like anything, it wasn't like a fucking like shank or anything. It was extra uniforms and it was, and like I want to say it was like extra linens and stuff like that, or maybe some library books. Like, it wasn't drugs or anything like that.
Everything, it didn't matter what it was.
Yeah, it was just shit they weren't supposed to have. Like, they had like 2 tubes of toothpaste and you're only allowed 1. Confiscated. Like, so there's no degree though of contraband.
Yeah,
contraband's contraband. So, unfortunately, since there isn't a degree to how bad the contraband is, the punishment is treated the same. Which is kind of bullshit.
That is, because you're treating somebody who's found with drugs the same as somebody who's found with an extra bar of soap.
Or, yeah, like, that seems ridiculous. Or somebody with a weapon.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding? What? So, but, anyway... another incident, and this one was actually like kind of funny. So another incident that occurred, and this happened only a couple of weeks after the whole contraband incident. It involved some of the same like inmates too, like the fellow inmates. Basically what they did, they had like a water balloon fight. So they filled up like these cheap like plastic gloves. So I'm assuming it's like the ones from like the bakery that you use. They filled them up with water, and they basically made makeshift water balloons and had a water balloon fight in the facility, which I feel like that's just kind of hilarious.
That's pretty entertaining.
And again, normal horsing around teenage boy bullshit.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
They could have been throwing chairs at each other. They could have been throwing rocks.
It's like, he's so normal on every scale, with the exception of December 9th, the morning. Is that not weird?
That's pretty crazy.
Like, that to me is what's so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like, you're so normal. You're so average. Then you have this, and then you go into a juvie facility and continue acting like a normal 15, 14... teenage,
like a murderer.
No, it's so fascinating to me. It really is. It's so fascinating.
It is pretty mind blowing.
But okay, so then unfortunately though, like, since the CEO did not find the water balloon fight that funny, this incident then led to another search of the cells, which uncovered more contraband they weren't supposed to have, and it was like more of like the hygiene products, the extra sheets, and just more minor shit. Again, like library books and stuff, but not serious.
Not drugs, not weapons, not...
But still contraband. It's so ridiculous. So this incident led to all involved being charged with conduct, since this incident was viewed as a disruption to the security and orderly running of the facility, as well as having a failure to follow safety and sanitation regulations. It's so harmless. I swear. I feel like you should be so thankful that that's what they were doing and a riot wasn't happening, or like a huge fight in the mess hall. Like,
because it could get so worse.
Yeah.
So worse so quick.
It's so harmless. So as of today, it appears Alex is serving out his time at FDC DeSoto Annex in Arcadia, Florida, with a release date of January 29th, 2028. And according to the website, that is only a little over 700 days away. So he will be out sooner than later, which is crazy. He had, yeah, I mean, he had a strong support system when he first went in. So again, hopefully that remained, because like I said, that will only better his chances of success when he gets out. And that's honestly all we can hope for. But yeah, that, everyone, was the completely unexpected and completely terrible murder of Thomas and Kelly Crain by their 14-year-old son, Alex Crian. Pretty insane.
Crazy.
Yeah. I would really like to know what the brothers have to say. I'm curious about, like, their thoughts. Like, maybe they could enlighten, like, where the motive might be, or where the anger stems from, because you have to be pretty angry to do that.
Yeah.
So that's where I would be curious to see, like, what their thoughts on it are, because again, he was normal, not normal, so normal. Like, it's mind blowing to me that one little moment, that one morning. It just blows my mind. Unless there's shit I don't know, unless there was more shit that they didn't share with people, or, you know, isn't public knowledge. Like, who knows? People keep things very, very buttoned up and tight-lipped when it comes to family shit. So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe there was more of a reason than anybody can really speculate. But maybe.
But I don't know.
Yeah. But with that, so you know what that means, everybody. It is time now for our shithead of the week. Adam, who do you have for us?
So we got a couple of shitheads this time.
Ooh.
From Panama City, Florida. So, you know, Florida.
Cool.
Back in October 2021, cops get called to a group home because of a 15-year-old.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you think the reason that cops and detectives show up to this group home because of a 15-year-old?
He lit something on fire?
I'll give you two more guesses.
He stole something.
No.
Detectives. Did he, like, murder somebody's dog?
No. He didn't finish his homework. So one of the group home workers beat the shit out of him.
Oh no, they weren't there for the 15-year-old? One of
the other group home workers just stood by and did nothing. This kid got blasted like 20 times.
Oh my god.
Bloody nose, fucking black eye. He had to go to the hospital to get treated.
Is he okay?
All because he didn't finish his homework.
That's discipline to a whole nother level. Holy crap. What the fuck?
If you see a picture of these two, you'll be like, yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, the people who did it?
Yeah.
Or like the one who's like just watched. So then did they both get in trouble?
Yeah, they did.
Can you give names or anything? Who are they?
Corey Forrest. He got 2 counts of child abuse, 1 count of tampering with evidence because he deleted video footage.
Oh, from the home?
And 1 count of tampering with a witness because he coached the kid on what to say.
Oh my god, was he trying to tell the kid it was an accident or some shit?
No, he was like coaching him on what to say to the detectives and stuff.
But like, what was he telling?
Oh, they didn't show any details on
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, was he like, you tell the detectives you fell down the stairs? Like, you know, was it one of
Oh,
those situations?
probably. That's what I would think, but I
Holy
don't know.
crap. I wonder how many times this guy has done this, and this is the first time that it's gotten
It's
so bad.
bad.
Because, I mean, he only got caught because the kid had to go to the hospital. If the kid didn't have to go to the hospital, so how many kids before him didn't have to go to the hospital?
How many times did you just swing at somebody?
Oh my God. How old is that guy?
29.
You're only 29?
Yeah.
You're in the wrong profession, dude.
And the other one, the Carlos Perez, he got charged with abuse and neglect because he stood by and
Didn't
did
do
absolutely
anything.
nothing.
Are they? So they were both just like I don't know, because isn't it called like for women it's like house mothers? Like, is it just like a house dad? Like, what's it called when it's men?
Oh, I just saw
Like
everything that said
supervisors?
group home worker.
Oh,
I
they're
didn't
just
see anything that's made it like,
so they're just like
you know.
or are they even a supervisor? Or
Oh, they could just be
they're
two
just
assholes that work
there.
there. You know.
Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be like cooking dinner for these kids. Why are you beating them
See,
for
to do his
not
homework.
finishing his homework? That's absurd. When was this? This was 2021.
2021.
So what did they both got arrested and
Yeah, that's what they were charged with. And then all I saw was they were being held in Bay County Jail.
oh, it didn't say anything about sentencing or anything like that? I wonder what they got.
I didn't see nothing.
I would think that they would not be allowed to work with children going forward.
You'd think so. Also, Florida, I feel like is pretty like, I don't know. They seem like they get kind of strict with stuff.
Yeah, I feel like with everything. Well, when it comes to crime, like violent crime and shit, they're just like they don't have patience for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're a little too excited to to get people on it almost, like, because they have a zero, like, I just feel like they have zero tolerance for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like sometimes their punishments are harsher than what it calls for.
What might
But in
be
this
needed.
case, I feel like a lot of the times too, though, shit like this, like, these are when these dickbags get off with like just probation, as if
Yeah.
they're not going to go, and then the next time they go and do it,
They
they
could still
murder
go
the
work
kid.
with kids and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be a problem.
So Jesus, that is insane. So on that note, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed what you heard, I guess, I don't know, that's a weird way to put it. I guess if you enjoyed hanging out with us, like I normally say, I'm kind of going off the cuff here. Be sure to hang out again with us next week and follow us on whatever platform you are listening to. And yeah, thank you so much, and we shall see ya.
And finish your homework.
Apparently, otherwise you're gonna get clocked in the head. Jesus Christ. Don't beat kids. Bye.